In this video, we are going to talk all about infographics. We're going to learn what they are. We're going to learn why you should be using them. We're going to talk about how to create them without any design skills whatsoever. And then we're going to talk about what we need to do once we've actually created our infographic. Before we do that, please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because I release videos every week. And in some of these videos, I give a chance for people to win a free copy of one of my courses, so long as they are subscribed to the channel. So go ahead and do that. Now, when it comes to infographics, you've probably seen them before, and these are some examples just doing a very basic Google search. Infographics are, as the name suggests, graphics that present information in a visually appealing way. Sometimes the information that you want to convey can be complex, it can even be dull or boring, and infographics allow you to take the most important elements of what you're trying to convey and share it in a very visually appealing way. Now, some infographics can be really big and complex. Others can be smaller and basic. But when you first see these, the first thing that most people think is they're going to be very difficult, maybe too difficult to create, unless you're really proficient with something like Photoshop or you're just a whiz with graphic design. While I'm going to share how that's not true and how anybody can create an infographic fairly quickly and easily, let's first ask ourselves why. Why would you want to create an infographic? Well, because of the way they look, infographics are very shareable. People love to share them, and because people like to share them, if you have an infographic with your logo, your URL, and it's on your website, there's a very high chance that you can get that infographic shared. And if you do, you're not only going to get backlinks from other sites back to your site, but you're going to get more branding, more eyeballs on your content, and basically a lot more traffic. People are more prepared to share things like videos and infographics than they are entire pieces of text. So in order to create a successful infographic, before you actually go in and make the image, you need to do your research. You need to identify keywords or a phrase that gets search volume around your topic. Now, a lot of people bite off more than they can chew and try to target a keyword that is really hard to rank for. So it's best to do your research, find something that does get some search volume, but don't go overboard and try and create an infographic which is targeting how to lose weight or how to make money online. That stuff is too tough. Once you've got your keyword and you know the topic that your infographic is about, you then need to create it. Now, there are various tools out there. I'll be sharing how to do this with Canva very shortly. It makes infographic creation easy because they've got templates. And be careful, don't use too many words. You may want to convey a lot of information, but you want to mix images and text so it's visually appealing and it really hits people quickly and it keeps their attention. Once you've created it, you want to add it to your website, and I would advocate keeping the word infographic in your post title. So for example, if your infographic was all about best beaches in Australia, for example, then your post may say best beaches in Australia revealed, and then in square brackets the word infographic. And you're going to want to make sure that the graphic that you create is not too large when it comes to its file size. We'll talk about that later. And you can even embed it on your website and you can make it clickable as well. And you want to also make sure that people have the ability to share it. So if you're sharing it on your website, make sure that people can share it. There's got to be buttons somewhere on your post so that people can share that post or image onto Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, etc. And the final thing you can do, which you don't have to do, is outreach. You can reach out to people that have websites in your area in a similar niche, and you can tell them that you've created an infographic, you can share it with them, and you can ask them if they would want to add it to one of their blog posts or websites. But also think about them, make it worth their while. And again, we'll touch on this later. So those are the steps. Now let's look at the most common problem that a lot of people have, which is actually the image creation. And I'll show you how easy this is. So here we are over at Canva. Canva is one of the best tools that you can use in your business. It's fantastic. It's been around for a long time and it just works, and it makes image creation so easy. Now they do have a free plan that you can sign up for. However, I really recommend the Pro plan. It's about $12, give or take, per month. It's one of the best investments I've ever made, and I use it every single day. you can see I've got the Pro version up there. The great thing about Canva, we don't have to create something from scratch. They've got a bunch of templates. So if we click on templates, that's going to come and take us over here. And we've got all of these different kinds of templates that they've got. Or we can come up here and just start typing in infographic. You can see it's populated already. And these are some of the templates that they have. They've got tons of these templates. Now I'm based in Japan, so some of these are in the Japanese language. You won't see those probably. And you've got all the categories here. So maybe you've got one related to marketing, or you've got one related to business. There's tons of different things. But what we'll do, we'll keep it nice and simple. I'll just choose one of these templates. Let's choose this one. So we'll click on this and we'll customize this template. It's already been sized correctly. All we're going to need to do is a little bit of basic editing and a little bit of drag and drop. Now it's very small here, so I'm just going to use my finger and thumb on my Mac to make it a bit bigger, scroll down, and this is going to be the title. So for example, we could type in, I don't know, top cities in Japan, something that's, I know a little bit about. We don't want this here, we can drag and drop it, put it anywhere. We don't like this font, then we can change the font and choose something else. This is a font I like to use. Then we can center it. We can even make it better by clicking on effects and doing that and increasing the font size. Let's just make it big, click outside, we've got that. Now let's look at this image here. We've got this 1, 2, 3, 4 things here. So what I can do is I can come up to elements and I can just type in Tokyo. Everyone knows Tokyo, or hit suggested, and we get graphics related to Tokyo and we get photos related to Tokyo. So if I was to click on this and delete it, I could then choose one of these graphics. So let me just come and choose this one. That's pretty cool. So we'll click on this and it kind of puts it anywhere. We want to make sure that we hover over it and we've got the actual box highlighted, and we can kind of drag it. We can make it smaller. We can kind of put it in there. There we go. Then I might just type Tokyo there. I could delete this bit, and then I could write a little bit of text about why Tokyo is great. Then the next one, let's do Kyoto. Kyoto, spell that correctly. Similar kind of deal. Kyoto, and we hit enter. We've got some cool stuff there. So I'm going to click on that and delete that. I like this one. Click on this. Now, if you don't have the Pro version, these templates that have this little Pro symbol or crown symbol, they won't be available, or you'll have to pay for them, which you may not want to do. And as you can see, some of these graphics, you can even change the color. So if this blue isn't to my liking, I can click on this little blue and change it to a purple. I didn't change that one, it was that one. So click on that one, change that to a purple. So you can do that. Not all of the graphics will have that option. And then you can kind of go through and do it with all of them. If you want to, you can add a hyperlink. So I could have mydomain.com, and then I just make sure that that was centered. I'll make it a bit bigger. And what we can do is we can highlight this. We can come to these 3 dots. We can click on this link and we can add a link. Now this link could be to a post on your domain which talks all about the best cities. You might have a blog about Japan in this case, and you've made a post about the top 10 cities or the top 5 cities, and then that's what you can put as the link here. You don't like something, click on it, hit delete. If you want to change other things, you can. If I click on the background here, I could click on this and I could change the color. So I could click on, let's click on this one, make it gray, make it red. Again, take into consideration your website's branding and change accordingly. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's click on this. We've got these different colors here which represent the different colors of this squiggly line. So maybe I don't want a red, maybe I want green. I'm going to click on green and I'll maybe make it a blue. So now we've got a blue. But I don't want this light blue to be light blue. I want this to be a purple. Oh, sorry. Go back and click that as a green. Then we click on the blue and make it a purple, and so on and so forth. So you can go down, you can pretty much change everything. And that is how simple it is to make an infographic. It's not difficult. You just need to use one of these templates, spend 10, 15, 20 minutes playing around with it, and when you're good to go, your infographic is done. So I'm going to show you an infographic that I've made up and what we can do next. So this is a basic infographic that I have made targeting the keyword infographics for beginners. I used one of the Canva templates and I just changed the coloring and the images to match my brand. I did my logo at the top in the right, and at the bottom I've put my homepage, and I've also hyperlinked this to a particular page on my website that will, when it's published, include this infographic. I've also put the name of the keyword up here, infographics for beginners, so that when I download this image, the file name will have this name. Now, there are a couple of things to consider when you decide how you want to share it. The first is, how do you download a file from Canva, and how should you download one? Well, you click on share and then you come down to download. Now, by default, it will be a PNG file. PNG files look nice, but they can be quite big when it comes to the size of the file. So I recommend that you change this to a JPEG and also remove the quality. Maybe bring it down to small, something between 30 and 40. And then you can click on download and it will automatically download the image. And you want to try and make sure that it's under 100 KB. And if you're not sure how to do that, then we can go to this resource here, which is called Tiny PNG. I'll put the link in the description. We'll just drag and drop that. You see it's 145 here, but this will hopefully reduce it. So now it's 94.6. So what I'll do is I'll download that, then just double click on it and have a look and make sure that it's not too blurry and it's fairly clear. This looks good enough to me. And then this would be the file that I would upload to my website. Now, I would also add what's called EXIF data to the actual file. This is useful for SEO, but I'm not going to talk about that in the video. There'll be a link below this video to the article where I'll touch on that topic and show you a free resource on how you can do that. So let's go back to the Canva section. Now, you may not want to download a JPEG or a PNG. Another thing that you can do is you can actually embed this by getting an embed code. And that can be really useful because if we download this file, then because it's going to be a JPEG, this link won't work. It'll still be here for branding purposes, but it won't actually work. If we want this to work, now if we click on this, and I come to the link, I've actually linked to a post. So I'm not actually linking to the homepage, I've linked to a post. So if I want that link to work, then I'm gonna have to embed the image. How do we do that? Well, we click on share again, but this time we scroll further down to where it says more, and we get the embed code. So we can click on this, and we've got the HTML embed code that we can copy, and then we can use that on our website. So we can go to our WordPress website and we can add the embed code that way. And that is going to make the image clickable. And let me pause the video and go and show you what I mean. Okay, so this is a preview of my post. I've not completed writing it yet, it's not live yet, but if I scroll down, this is the infographic uploaded as a JPEG file. It looks fine, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and this could be enough. But as you see, as we hover over this, there's nothing. You can usually see the link appear here, but there is no link because a JPEG is not clickable as it is. Now, I could make this whole image clickable, or if we come further down, we can see that this is the embed. So I've embedded the infographic. It's much bigger, it's actually crisper, and if I hover over this, then we can see that a link appears at the bottom, and when this post is published, this link will be clickable. So that's one thing that we can do. And if people were then to read this article and think, this is a great article, the infographic's nice, they could link to this article from their particular post, and then other people could come here. Or another option is they could reach out to me and ask if I could provide them the infographic file. But anyway, there's a difference between embedding a file and just uploading a JPEG. Now, what else can we do? There are some more cool things we can do as well. If we click on share and we come down here to more, we can get a QR code. So if I was to click on this, that will turn my design into a QR code, and what happens is I can actually put the destination link in here, and then people can scan the QR code that way and get a link to my article. So that's a pretty cool thing that we can do. I may or may not incorporate that onto my particular post. I've not decided yet. There are a few other things that we can do as well. We've got a view only link, template links. Now, I don't use all of these, but there are some pretty cool things that we can play around with. And we've also got these share things as well. So for example, if I was to click, let's say on Facebook group, then I could publish my designs straight to my Facebook group. I'd have to connect Facebook. I don't do this with Canva, but it is an option. Canva is an absolutely fantastic tool because there are so many things you can do and it's so user friendly. So that is what you do once your infographic has been published. If you want to, you can then do outreach. So you can also communicate with people that have got blogs and websites in your niche, share your infographic with them and ask them if they would be willing to link to it or share it on their site. And you know, a lot of people do get emails asking for favors and there's nothing in it for them. So try and make it worth their while. Don't just ask for a backlink or for them to share it, because what's in it for them? Maybe you could pay them a little bit of money. Maybe you could help them out in some way. Maybe you could do something for them. But if you're going to do outreach and reach out to people that run blogs and websites in your niche, offer them something in return for the favor that you're requesting. So that's infographics for beginners. By the time you watch this video, the post that I've shared with you will be live. I'll leave a link to it below. Go ahead and grab Canva as well, because it just makes life so much easier. I definitely recommend Canva Pro over the free version, because the free version, as good as it is a little bit limited, and the Pro version just has a ton of templates. Again, thank you for watching. Any questions, let me know. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you soon. Take care.